Hi there, folks. It's Jonathan Denwood here, and in this video, I'm going to do a honest review of Uscreen. No affiliate links in this video. It's just my honest opinion here. At WP-Tonic, we consult with loads of people looking at all these different membership and community-focused platforms. Got some really great knowledge to give you about Uscreen. I'll be back in a few moments, folks. Coming back, folks. So let's go straight into it. So you're looking at building a membership and community. As I make this video, it's in the middle of 2025. When you look at the broad selection of different platforms you got out there, like Teachable, Learnable, Mighty Network, Circle, Kajabi, there's about a dozen out there, plus WordPress. Don't forget WordPress, we love it at WP Tonic. There's a lot of solutions out there. So you can get mighty confused mightily quickly. And then you come across Uscreen and you think, wow. And it has some strengths, it has some negatives, which I'm quickly going to go through in this video. Now, let's start with the pros, and it has some clear pros. It's got one of the best interfaces of the SaaS, software as a service providers in the membership community. It's more focused at the creator. And what do I mean by that? Well, e-learning, online learning through the web or through an app encompasses a very large and diverse group of people. Uscreen, I think, is focused at the what I call the creator class. And what do I mean at that? People that are making video on a very regular basis that's also on YouTube or something like TikTok or Instagram. They have built a large community, and they're making a lot of video content, and they're looking at ways of building a community and building a subscription based model business on something they control, which the platform which they have built their audience on doesn't control. And I think that is a fabulous idea because uh, and they're looking for something that offers something better than Patreon. And the problem with Patreon is almost the 20% they take from your subscriptions, i.e. 5%, and then another 15%. And it's a quick and easy way of getting offering something extra that you control, but Patreon's got its own problems. So people look at additional platform which they can control. And Uscreen does provide a good website builder. I think there are better ones, especially around WordPress. But it does offer a modern, good web page building experience. It does offer quality marketing functionality, building landing pages, email automation. It is an attractive platform in UX design and usability. It's a modern interface. Um, it is designed to give that kind of um, Netflix experience. It's very focused on video production, and for somebody that is producing a lot of video, like I say, this YouTube influencer, this TikTok creator that's producing a lot of video content, and I can relate to that because I produce a lot of video content myself every week. Um, so And I think the other great strength is what they offer in the app. They do offer a certain level where that you can have an app for iOS and for Android, and you can have it white labeled. I won't have the branding of Uscreen on it, and push notifications. And they do this at a price, which I'm going to get into. But that price compared to some of the opposition, it's still good value. It is and it isn't. And what do I mean by this? This goes into the price. It is not a cheap platform, folks. Um, it's not ridiculously expensive either. Their base plan starts at $150 a month. Now, if you're looking at something like Kajabi, Kajabi does now have a lower plan, which they call their Kickstarter. It's not crippled, but they have put some very tight limits on this Kickstarter plan with Kajabi. Very tight limits. Then their next plan, which used to be their starter plan, which is their basic plan, month to month, it's 149. I think they've increased it to 159. Now that 150-ish price compared to Uscreen, I'll probably go with the U screen if I'm looking at Kajabi, actually. I think it's a more integrated, more modern design. Yeah. Now, if you're looking at the community side of things, the big players in that, in SaaS, are Mighty Networks and Circle.io. Now, I am not a fan of Mighty Networks. I think it's a dog's breath of an interface myself. That's my opinion, folks. A lot of people go for it because they do offer an app on the basic plan, and the basic plan starts at, I think, around 49, 39 to $49. It has Mighty Networks branding all over it. Um, and I just find Mighty Networks interface, like I say, a dog's breath, basically. I think it's appalling. You get used to it, but Circle's a much better modern interface. The thing is, it's designed to bolt onto a website, onto a WordPress website, on a site, on a Wix, whatever you built your website, it's on a subdomain. Where Mighty Networks, you do get a website builder, and you got the community function as well. It's not a terrible website builder, but it's not the fantastic either. But it's the price of getting this app because people do, in my opinion, folks, people get fixated about apps. If you're starting your journey in e-learning, in building a membership business, you got to get to a certain level to make an app worth the effort of it even getting on your radar, in my opinion. But people get a bit fixated about it. So, and that price, but like I say, you have Mighty Networks branding all over it. Now, when you want white labeled app, which both Mighty Networks and Circle can provide, the price they want just takes your breath away, right? They want some real cash, right? This is why then people you looked at Uscreen. I bet you were guessing when I was going to get back to doing a review on Uscreen. But I had to tell you this because it wouldn't make any sense, folks. The reason why people look at Uscreen and it looks attractive because their next plan up from their starter plan, people gulp. It's $450 a month, folks. But they will provide a white labeled app for iOS and for Android. You can have your own branding on it. How much the customization you can have, They'll probably charge you extra if you want some extensive customization. But having your own branding on the app and having push notifications for 450, I can tell you that Mighty Networks would probably start at 20 to 30 grand to develop a white label app. I've heard that Circle's cheaper, it's 15 to 20,000 to start off, dependent on all the customization you need. So when you see that, you can see why people are looking at Uscreen, because that is a lot better value than what Mighty Network and Circle want for white labeled app, basically. So obviously, I haven't introduced what you can get in WordPress, because WordPress now has got some great solutions when it comes to membership, email marketing automation, especially if you're looking at a modern host like WP-Tonic. And if you're looking for app, you go with Buddy Boss, and at that their app, white labeled, starts at around 2 grand, and then they charge you $150 a month. So you do have to pay a bit more upfront than you do with, but that's a one-off payment. And then, like I say, it's 150 compared to 450, and that will work on iOS and on Android. So that's a good alternative. But if you're looking at SaaS and you're looking at Mighty Networks, and then you're looking at Circle, and then you look at Uscreen, Uscreen is the way to go, really, in my opinion. The Mighty Network do have the non-white labeled on their lower plans, but the problem with that, or maybe you start with Mighty Networks, and then when you know when you get to a certain level, but it's such a pain in the arse, folks, to move when you're building up and you're getting traction, and then you've got to move platforms. It's totally possible, but like I say, it's a pain in the arse, folks. It really is. Um, my only concern, if it's not concern, folks, if you're the right type of customer, this creator on YouTube, on TikTok, I think you're going to be quite happy with Uscreen. If you're a broader person and you're not that particular niche user, I think some of the other platforms are better value. The other thing is, if you really, really, really think that app is really going to help, you've got some initial traction, and you really, the reason I'm so cautious about that is it's really, unless you've got a big following and people are really passionate about your content, trying to get people to download another bloody app to their phone. People, I know, it's the last bloody thing I want to do is download another app to my phone. Most of the apps I've got on my phone I don't use. I would say only 20% of the apps that I have on my iPhone I use on a regular basis, and every couple of months I do a sweep, and I'm merciless about removing apps that I don't really use. I might use them once a year. So if you're not producing the volume of content and the interaction, I really think apps a bit of a white elephant at a certain stage, but other people would have a different opinion. I'm going to end it now because I've been waffling on a bit here, but there's a lot to consider, folks. That's the basic thing. But if you're the right person, Uscreen is a good thing to look at. If you found this video helpful and I haven't confused you even more, give us a like and think about subscribing to the channel. That really does show YouTube that I'm doing something right, and it encourages me to make more of these videos, which is a win-win for you and for me. I'll see you soon, folks. Bye.